LaShondra to pop in and say hi to everybody because we haven't seen her either, and we miss her and we love her. I'd like to have a moment of silence for the members that we have lost since the last time we were together and during this entire pandemic, and just think and reflect on their families. So if we could do that. Okay. I don't know who's on the call and who isn't. So the agenda is going to be as follows. We will have our welcome, which we just did. I'm going to move our guests up to the front in case they have other things to do. You are welcome to stay as long as you want. Then we will go into reports. After reports, we will have old business, new business, good and welfare, and adjournment, just as a traditional agenda. I would entertain a motion to accept the agenda at this time. No?
Motion to accept the agenda.
Support. Support. Thank you. I'm trying to get Shauna something to write in her notes. Okay, so the motion has been made to accept the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Oh, so that's how the meeting gonna go today. All right, so I'm not gonna ask if there was any questions or none of that, but the ayes have it. So we're just gonna keep it moving. LaShondra, would you like to be before or after reports? Your choice.
I want to be before because I have some other things I need to get done. I'm working on our RACOCHR conference and got to meet with legal. So if you would be so kind to let me go first, and that will allow you to take care of your private business.
All right, that's wonderful.
Well, good afternoon, civil and human rights activists. I'm so excited to be here with you today. Hopefully very soon we can be in person, but this is the next best thing. It's an honor and a privilege to be here, like I stated. For those that don't know, my name is LaShondra White. I'm the director of the UAW Civil and Human Rights Department, and I bring greetings from our first African-American president, Roy L. Gambo, and the entire International Executive Board. And I would like to thank your wonderful director, Chuck Browning, and Assistant Director Laura Dickerson for allowing me to stop by just to say a few words. Special acknowledgements to Rod Hurd, your Region 1A Civil and Human Rights Liaison. We really enjoy our liaisons because they actually have a lot of other service and assignments, and this is in addition to their assignments. And so they are always at the forefront, willing to help us continue that fight for social and economic justice for everyone. And so we greatly appreciate them. And I just want to say that Pam Powell, you know, she's a wonderful person. I call her my TT. And Gerald G. Money Williamson is your NACOR representative, and they do a wonderful job. I can always depend on them. Anytime I need anything, they're always at the forefront to help us out. And you are local union civil and human rights chairs, committee members. And so I just want to thank you for your passion and dedication to the civil rights movement and for your continued fight for social and economic justice. In honor and memory of our labor leaders who have made their transition, I would like to send a special thank you to the heavens above for their lifelong commitment to the civil rights movement. And we stand on their shoulders, and we're so grateful to have them before us. As Martin Luther King said, one of my favorite quotes is, an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And so, as you all know, we're in the middle of a global healthcare crisis, the pandemic, with protests and racial unrest everywhere, hate crimes. It's just one of those tumultuous times that we're experiencing in the civil and human rights arena, from all the unjust killings of innocent African-American people until this second and third wave. I think in Michigan now we're number one as far as cases with the pandemic. So I just would call on you to be careful, continue your fight for social and economic justice, and we'll get through this on the other side. I know Pam will talk about this, but I just want to say that all the educational seminars up at Black Lake, and the meetings have been canceled this particular year. All in-person meetings at the local level have been canceled through June 30th. More information will always come out as those changes happen. What the International Union Executive Board is very keen on is to make these decisions based on actual data and the medical professionals and what their recommendations are. And so we're very hopeful very soon, hopefully next year we can meet in person. I know that the Michigan CAP conference, as well as the National CAP conference next year they have already decided to put those also on a virtual platform. And so I am very excited that you guys have decided to do this virtual platform because it keeps people engaged. On the 13th of May, I have a virtual platform that, and we're calling it our RACOCHR meeting, because typically once a year we get together with RACOCHR, and that's the reps from all over the country that represent their particular regions. And we talk about best practices. You know, we work on the Civil and Human Rights Conference, but obviously we're not able to do so this year because of the pandemic, but I felt it was very important that we keep them engaged. And so I have a robust agenda for them. And so we're gonna have our legislative department come in and do a program, our lawyer that specializes in EEOC cases that work with us very closely in the Civil and Human Rights Department. A lot of people don't realize that we get fair employment practice agencies and EEOC charges that are filed by members of the local unions. We have to answer those here right in Detroit, Michigan. And so we work very closely with the legal department, as well as with the local union and the regions to gather facts, information, and put together a position statement. So that's just one of our many initiatives. We work very closely also with the education department on different initiatives. But I'll just talk very briefly. I didn't, you know, I just responded to TT to say, yes, I will be on the call, but she didn't tell me how many minutes I get. So I don't want to take too much of your time, but I just want to talk about some of the UAW legislative initiatives because we work very closely with our DC office. Anything surrounding civil and human rights, they contact me, anything surrounding CAP, Melvin. So one of the things that President Gamble and the entire International Executive Board was pushing was the COVID-19 relief package that has since been rolled out. We have been working very closely with the National AFL-CIO on police reform. We have 2 members out of Region 2B, the Lucas County Sheriff's Office, that are helping us with best practices. We don't want to paint law enforcement with a broad brush, but we know some reform is needed. Also, we've been working on the PRO Act, the obviously expansion of the Affordable Care Act, laws to strengthen voting rights and civil rights, and to end voter suppression and gerrymandering. On yesterday, the UAW, along with NACP, the Big Three, and many dozens of organizations actually had a rally at the Capitol in Lansing to stand up against that. And so all these states are trying to roll back voters' rights and create voter suppression because, you know, it's one of those situations where they want to have control. We came out and voted in full force. And when you vote, you can make change at the local, the state level, and at the regional level. In many cases, what happens in your backyard is more important than at the federal level. So that's why we really, really work very closely with our CAP department and our CAP reps to ensure that we go out and we send that message to say, yes, get out and vote, even in the non-presidential elections, because it's so important. Obviously, the jobs agenda is very important by America. And so EVs, you know, is probably going to be more talk about that. And then obviously, this is more important to our retirees, but it's very important to us too, because we're going to all be here one day, strengthening Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and pension programs for those that do have pensions. And so we just want to make sure that we stay in touch with our political department. We work with the ELC. I always stress Article 2, Section 2 of our Constitution to ensure that we create and foster a work environment that creates a caring environment where people feel inclusive. You know, discrimination and intolerance and injustice is not allowed in the workplace. And so whenever in doubt, go back to Article 2, Section 2 of our Constitution, and that is our guideline as it pertains to civil and human rights. One of the other things that I wanted to talk about really, really quick, and I know that they'll probably get around to it. We have the board, through board approval, have been working on a UAW LGBTQ caucus that will be an extension of the existing civil and human rights committees at the local level for those locals that choose to participate. It will be at regional, the RACOCHR level, and then also at the national level. We just actually amended the bylaws to be reflective of that. So I will have more information forthcoming of that, but the board voted unanimously to have this LGBTQ caucus. We're very excited about it. We've been working with Pride at Work and also our PR department for our messaging. Our goal and hope is to roll it out sometime in June. Obviously, you know, the UAW has a unique and proud history of advocating for LGBTQ issues, even prior to them being legally able to be married. In many of our contracts, we negotiated language that included non-discrimination against the members and also provided insurance coverage for them. And we just want to make sure that we have a platform for everybody to voice their concerns and opinions. And we have been a pioneer in these efforts. And so the AFL, all the constituency groups that we work with and allies are very happy about this. And so each region would be empowered to create a regional caucus membership within the existing RACOCHR advisory council. Local unions will be encouraged, but not required to appoint the LGBTQ member at large. And obviously we'll have a representative from each region at the national level. And so we're very excited about that. More information will be forthcoming. But in closing, I just want to say I greatly appreciate each and every one of you all standing up for injustice, speaking up for the voiceless. And we must continue to be that forceful voice in the workplace as it pertains to injustices. And I just want to commend each and every one of you for a job well done. And so without any further ado, because I don't want to take up any more of your time, and Rod is laughing at me because, you know, I say I'm going to be 2 minutes and I have a tendency to talk a little bit longer. And so thank you, Tracy. I appreciate it. It's good seeing everybody. I love you guys. I miss you. I just miss everybody. Hugs and kisses. God bless all of you, all of your families.
Thank you so much,
Bye-bye.
LaShondra, for taking the time out. We appreciate you.
Yes, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
God bless.
God bless. Okay, so I was on the call for NACOR this week. Is Gerald on this call? Okay, so just to sum up the meeting, we talked about the upcoming trainings, things that were going to be scheduled, the availability of downtown and the education department to provide training. And a lot of that has been moved to the virtual platform due to the gathering hold, and we don't want to make anyone sick. So we will have a person on that committee from Region 1A for the LGBTQ committee. Don't know who that is going to be yet. It's probably going to be the director's choice, but you guys have anyone great in mind that you'd like to suggest? I'm sure he wouldn't mind taking our input. That being said, that person needs to be a person that has the ability to actually, you know, so like if I ask you, hey, let's do this, let's do that. We need someone that can encourage and motivate others. And we need a person that would be representative and reflective of us should we send them somewhere. So don't just go pick your friend. because you think they're gay and they want to do this. Pick someone that will represent us well, and we will be open to suggestions. I'm sure Chuck wouldn't mind the help. He may even have someone in mind. I also want to say our region was the only region that did not have to redo our bylaws because we already had it stipulated in our bylaws that the director could add a committee at their discretion or as needed. So there will be no change for us, but I'm sure they will send out amended copies once they do them for everyone. Since there is no Gerald, or is Gerald here yet?
No.
Okay, so there is one thing that I did want to mention. Myra Gay has retired. You know, we said goodbye to her and wished her well at the last meeting. I'm actually going to go visit her next week. I was tired of sitting in the house. I've retired and been nowhere. So I'm going to go visit another retiree. I'm going to Texas to visit Myra next week. She has resigned as our RACOCHR vice president. I believe we put it on the page, but I don't know if everyone knows. The board has decided to appoint Antoine Riley as the interim vice president until whenever we have elections again. So if is Antoine on the call?
He was.
Okay, because he did just text me, but I can't read it because I'm driving, but he did just text me. Well, anyway, hi on my behalf from Antoine. I'm sure he would like to tell you hi. If he comes back, he will tell you in person. Rod, I'm going to turn it over to you for your report, and then I'm going to go back and handle the new business and old business and adjournment. Okay.
Okay. How's everybody?
Rod, you still there? There we are.
Hey, Rod, before you start, whatever's going on that did not come through, the second one, the scholarship one, still did not. I have the bylaw one, but I don't have the other.
Okay. So
That did not come through. So I don't know if you want to resend it or try my Gmail instead. I don't know what's
the Gmail?
It's still philhump@gmail.com. Instead of philhump@USA, the Gmail.
Okay.
Maybe
I send it after my report, and then I'll send it to you. And then we'll still try to see if we can get people to see it. But I'll speak on it. So that what Phil was referring to was I sent him a flyer, our Union Pioneer Scholarship. That's the region and our retirees give out annually. It's a flyer we're going to upload for you guys to have. The deadline for that is May 14th. It's a $1,000 scholarship. It has six $1,000 scholarships, and I think it's a $2,000 scholarship. So for those that have children that's going to college, and the second attachment will give you the rules and the agenda on what they expect for you to send in. It's like a essay that they are requesting for your child to send in. But I have those attachments. We'll upload them before the end of this meeting so you guys can have them. If not, we'll send it through an email to the group, so you guys can take advantage of that if you like. Reiterating what was said, as you know, all our meetings are suspended at the region and the locals until June 30th. So we are going virtual, but I did have discussion with LaShondra about training, having some training opportunities virtually in the June timeframe, but I wanted to get that feedback from the council. She said they've done 3 regions so far. They've just been doing policy and procedure. I thought it would be something that we can get back out there, and then we invite all our local committees to participate like we normally do, and we'll do it virtually. And we can tailor it, she said, from 2 hours to like we had before. We had an all-day one. So that's something for us to discuss. And then we also can discuss if they wanted to amend it and add something. But right now they have a policy and procedure virtual training already set up. So I thought that would be good. I know Pam, we had discussed it last time, something just a refresher to keep our members on their toes and staying engaged. And it also will be something for our council to be able to reach back out to try to attract our local committees to participate and get them engaged on our RACOCHR council. So that'd be a good thing. We had a strike at Local 3000 this week at Kirchhoff. The strike was called on Monday, and good news, we were able to reach an agreement as of yesterday. Chuck actually had to go in and assist, and they were able to add like $4 million into new money into the contract, and they got a tentative agreement. So that was good news. It shows power, and it shows that Chucks don't play. He will strike if needed, and that was a positive turn of events. I did want Phil to pull up the bylaws so you can see it. Pam, I wanted to say, you said these bylaws have already been included, but when
But for Region 1A, we don't have to make a change because our verbiage supports what they're doing. All the other regions will have to change their bylaws.
I just want to bring that up so we can see it. Like these are what she's referring to that's in there in our bylaws. I just kind of wanted to go through it just to make sure while we are on there.
Just a second, I gotta lift it back up.
Is it coming up? Right. So right here this is what they submitted in yellow. These are the changes they're expecting for the rest of the RACOCHR bylaws. As you see, we already have the LGBTQ delegate, as Pam was indicating, and it's going to be selected by the director. We do want you guys to send in referrals of a candidate that you think would be suitable, that will be a positive representative for our council. You can go keep sliding back up, slide it. Let me see, Phil. Slide it down to the next yellow. And basically the what they're asking is we included already at the bottom of the last sentence, the LGBTQ member at large appointed by the director. And you can go to the next slide, Phil.
It's just, that's only 2 locations.
Only 2. Okay,
Yeah.
so basically we have those in ours. I just wanted to show that. But Pam, I wanted to make sure, because if not, we have to have a reading. But
Well, it doesn't hurt to be an official. Just go ahead and this is the only part you would have to read.
Yeah, so we can have a reading, and then just to reaffirm it, so we make sure if it's not in, we can just get it in today. And then, well, actually it's discussion today, Phil, and the next meeting will be a reading. But if it's in there, the next meeting we'll confirm.
Yeah, well, we still have to vote on some, this is reading, then the vote, the approval, then we solidify it at the next meeting.
Okay, well, you guys,
'cause it's like if you don't accept the changes now, that, it wouldn't be a vote to confirm.
okay, well, let's just do that just in case, so we can say time, it could be in vain, but if not, let's just do it now. I'll do the reading, the first one. Go back up.
All right, go back to the first one.
Okay, I'll just do the first reading. It says, the local union president, full-time officers, full-time bargaining chairs, and civil and human rights chairperson of each local union shall be a delegate to the council. If a local union has chosen to create an LGBTQ caucus within its civil and human rights standing committee, it shall appoint 1 member to serve as LGBTQ delegate to the council. The executive board shall consist of the president, vice president, recording secretary, financial secretary, treasurer, a retiree representative elected by the retiree council, the elected local union national advisory council member on the civil and human rights, 1 member delegate for each affiliate local union, a representative from the UAW Civil and Human Rights Department, 2 representatives from the regional office, and an LGBTQ member at large appointed by the regional director. So we are proposing that these be amended into our bylaws as if the first read.
Okay, Rod, I'm gonna launch a poll. That way we're gonna have it documented. So everybody take a second to vote, because it still has passed by 2/3.
Okay.
So just to take a second and vote yea or nay. Okay, looks like everybody's done. Gonna end the poll. Share the results. So we had that. You don't have to worry about the 2/3. We got 100%.
All right.
And we're good. So we're official there on the bylaw changes.
All right, so we're official with that. We'll get that submitted downtown, so they can move forward with their program. And then we'll, like I said, still asking for our members to send in the recommendation of a representative to represent us as our delegate. And then obviously the director will make that decision once those are submitted. So you could just email it to me, or you can send it to Pam. Email it to Pam. What else do I have? I think that's basically what I have to report. There's any questions? Any questions? Thank you. Pam?
I'm sorry, motion to accept the report. Can someone make that motion?
So moved.
I make a second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried. I do want to talk about a couple things. Our black tie event, well, actually, this is gonna actually fall into new business. Well, actually, old business. Our black tie event that we have had to postpone, I would like us to draft a letter. I don't know if Shauna or Rod or myself, one of us needs to come up with a letter so we have something in writing. I want to send over to the venue. With all of the changes that we've had, I just wanted to make it official that we just hold a credit there. You know, that way that whenever we get where we can use it again, we'll just go back and use it. I don't want them to be carried away with dates, and I don't want to keep switching dates. We'll just turn it into a credit. So I'd like us to be able to do that. And I'll get with Shauna and Rod and see how we want to format that letter. It would be nice if it came from the region. So whatever we do, Rod, we're going to give it to you so it comes from you guys.
That's fine.
The other piece, we do need to think in terms of a fundraiser. We have zero money, and we've always tried to have community outreach. We always try to do things as a council, but it's hard to do things without money. And even though we're in a pandemic, this is a time when we should really be visible or have a presence in the community. And so I don't know what fundraiser we're going to come up with. If it's something we can do online, some type of raffle, some type of popcorn sale. I've seen a lot of people doing different things. If you guys could think about that and send me your suggestions, and then maybe we could discuss it at the next meeting. I'll try to keep us at least having a meeting every other month so that we don't lose the momentum and that we stay engaged. I know that some of the locals are still having their civil and human rights meetings. I know 900 is. I don't know about the other locals. So I would be interested in, if you're doing anything at your local, if you bring that to our attention so that we would know. Anybody doing anything at their local? Okay, so don't everybody speak at once. All righty, so does anybody have any old business? Anything that we didn't finish up they'd like to discuss? Okay, that would be a deafening no. Does anybody have any new business? Nothing going on nowhere?
Just staying alive.
Oh, well, that's very important. Without that, the rest don't matter.
All right. All right.
Actually,
The
we
rest
get the COVID shots.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that we could do, but the city of Detroit is doing vaccines. It would have to be hosted in Detroit, but as RACOCHR, we could host a vaccination clinic. We would have to have it somewhere, anywhere in Detroit. We would have to have, be able to guarantee at least 75 people. They would even take walk-ins if it's available. They would probably prefer to schedule it, but actually it would have our name on it. It would be community outreach. They will come in and run the whole operation. We just need to come up with a location. Is that anything that anybody would be interested in doing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Given the
I'm
time and place, yes.
Well, we have to come up with a place, and I wanted to do it at Local 600 for our local, but as it's through the city of Detroit, that is considered Dearborn, even though it's right there on Schaefer. So that was like not a good location. So If we could come up with anything in Detroit, if any of you have a church or a facility or something that you use for something, and it'd be drive up, they could drive up and keep going. I thought about the vote center, but the parking lot is so small there. So I'm open to suggestions on that. If you guys could think about that, if we're really serious about doing it, if we could come up with a location and at least get an okay, I could put in the request for that. So that will be something that probably I need to know sooner than later. So think about it for a second. And if you come up with a place, let me know. We didn't send out a notice, at least I didn't get a notice from the region to remind us about this meeting. And I just posted it on the page. Everyone is not on Facebook. So in the future, I'll try to do a better job of getting the word out. It's been posted up there for over a week. And I sent out a reminder today. But normally when we do these online, we get a really good participation, even better than our regular meetings. And so I just want to thank and appreciate those of you that took the time to Zoom in with us. So if there's no old business and nobody has any new business, you know where I'm going next. You have some good and welfare.
Yes. I'm taking a test for my class. I'd like y'all to pray for me tonight. I'm taking my real estate class. So
All right.
I need help.
Good luck, sissy. You got it.
All right, sister.
I don't know, Rod, did you try to send that again or not?
No, I'm gonna just send it through the group. I sent it through the group, just a
Okay.
reminder.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it didn't come through.
Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of trying to look at it though. I do. Before we go, I know we
And of course, you know, I can't look. Go ahead, babe.
let's we didn't like. Are we going to what's a good weekend in June? Is any, you know how we go through and we like this is going on. I know it can't be much going on, but is there a time frame in June that you guys would think would be the best optimal time to have a training?
Anytime after
Nobody's
the
having a shutdown, don't look like. So anytime you want.
I'm just saying.
anytime after June 8th for me,
Okay.
my graduation.
Right, that is graduation time too. You're right.
Yes,
June. So
the first 2 weeks of June.
but you guys think we should have it like how we normally have our meeting time frames, like on a Wednesday or something, and keep it like in a 2-hour training? Because she can do a 2-hour training to a 2 or 3 hour training. Would that be something?
Yeah, I would keep it
Yes,
to 2 hours because people kind of dwindle after that.
Yeah, she said she can condense it to a 2-hour training. So I was thinking like, you know, if we have it like on a Wednesday, like our meetings, we can have our meeting, make it very brief, and then go right into the training.
Yeah, that works better for me.
yes.
Okay, so we'll send out the date. We just get it finalized through Chandra, and then we'll get that on the agenda too. So we'll discuss that next month in May, but it'll be in June timeframe.
Just a heads up, this not one.
And I have a
third Wednesday,
The third Wednesday.
not the third Wednesday, any other Wednesday.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the sounds.
okay,
like
so we at the end of the month now.
right. So we talking about the second week in June, or Wednesday, or the first week in June.
Our meetings are normally the first Wednesday of the month, you know, when we have them. And
Right.
so I'm just saying, for me, it's better if it's not on the third Wednesday, you know, given whatever else may be going on, you know.
Okay, so okay, I will try to get in on the first Wednesday in June.
That'll be fine for me.
Okay, so I'll follow up with Lysandra and see if she can accommodate that.
Okay.
If not, I will communicate it back, you know, to the group. That was it, Pam. Sorry about that.
Oh, not a problem at all. So if there is nothing else, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
So move, walk with your feet.
Everybody stay safe.
All right, thanks for coming.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Call her.